What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make the flamethrower effect. So I already have my clip here, so I'm just going to be dragging this in and dropping it here. It creates a composition. Let me shut down the audio. So if you play this is what it looks like. Yeah. So the next thing we're going to be doing, I already rendered all my fire assets and everything. That's why we won't be needing any plugin. I already have my fire asset that was actually rendered from Tripod Particular. Alongside we have some sparks and embers, and then also some smoke assets were rendered to. Let me take this as PNG so you can see it. You can see that as a smoke. So now, first thing I need to do is should come back to my timeline here. So bring in the fire, and then drag this, drop this down here. So you can see it now. But this is not aligned. Though. We need to make this thing aligned to where it shoots out the fire. So this part here. So I'm just going to drag this up to the front. The first one came out, which is here. Yeah, so this is the startup point. So drag this up to this hand point. So if you play this now, you get this. You see that? Without any stress, this just happened in seconds. You see that? Yeah. So probably this is the first one that shoots out. How do we get the second one in control? You can actually wait to this part, and then this is where the second one comes out from. So one frame into the fire, go to the fire layer, press Ctrl Shift and D to split layers, and then wait till his hands are coming out and then you can actually adjust the fire to fit in, and then probably take this back a little bit. Let me just wait till this part. Okay, here is good enough. Now if you can notice something, there are actually two fires coming out from this part here. We're actually having two series of fire coming out from here. So you can see one is already out and another one is following through. So we won't be needing this one though. So let's say I'll take this a bit forward, and then I'll still have to use this one again. Press Ctrl D to duplicate this first fire and then move it front a bit. So this should do. So let me take this back. So where you open this down and fire shoots out. Okay, this part will be good too. Comes out. So you see that? That's like two fire. Then this will be good for the part. This is the part where you have double flames. Yeah, so it's good for a 1 and 2. You can see that. So you see it fits exactly. Wow. So that's nice. But it's still looking all warm out. Like we've added the fire now. What's the next thing to do? Everything's still looking all shabby. Now the next thing to do to make this fire effect look good is that you need to make everything look bright, because this is fire. You need to add some reflection, embers and stuff like that. So for first I'm going to select this first fire. I'm going to duplicate that, pressing Ctrl D. Now I see that it's looking brighter. I'm going to change one at the top to from normal to add. Now I see how it's very bright now. It's looking like a real fire. Now the next one too, I'm going to be doing the same thing to this one too. So all the fire layers, duplicate, normal to add. Also to this one too, here duplicate, normal to add. So now we have like 6 fire layer. It's actually 3 before, but now it's now 6. So the next thing we want to do now, we need to make the embers. As the fires are coming out, we need to add those sparks, those flares and embers. So I'm going to select this first. There are 2 sparks here, so I'm going to select this first one. Let me see the second one. I'm going to select this slow spark to bring it down here. Probably, yeah, take it this part. Now we can see where it's actually coming out from. If you should put this here now, it's actually going back. The fire is actually going forward, so definitely these embers need to be going the other way, not this way. So I'm going to be making this embers toggle switch. The ember layer, I'm going to select this and make it a 3D, and rotate this, flip this the other way around, and then toggle switch back, and then change blending mode to add. Yeah, so I should have this now. So I have to wait till the fire comes out. So I'm just going to adjust this to the part where the fire comes out. Take this forward, a bit forward, flip this and cover back. Oh, sorry, we have on fire here already. So let me take this part. So where the fire is coming out much. So this is the part. So I'll take it to this point here. And then this is the part where you can actually add the fire to. So you can see the embers layer. Like there's this tiny mark here. You can see how it looks very sharp here, which is not supposed to be. So I'm going to select this ember layer, which is the slow spark. Double click on it. Select this rectangle tool. So crop underneath this layer to the end. So now once you crop to the end, press M on your keyboard. Change the mask layer from add to subtract. So now this part of the marks will be out and here will be visible. So we can see the other part which is here. So this underneath part now will no longer be visible. So now the next thing we need to do now, if you choose to come back now, you can see it's still no longer sharp, but it's still sharp. So select the mask layer, press F on your keyboard and feather this a bit to some level. I think 20 will be good enough. Yeah. So when the fire comes out, this is what it looks like. You can see it. So now we need to do this for every of the fire layers. I'm just going to select and duplicate this. Take this upward, drag this forward. Now I should play this. Now this goes here. Yeah, so we need it one more time. Press Ctrl D and then take this upward again to the top one. Now we have 3 layers of fire here. So take it forward. So now we've got that. For this last fire layer, I don't think this is necessary. Ceramic layer, but I might just leave it there. Let's show it just be there. That's not actually really necessary though. So yeah, so we've got that now. So the next thing we need to add now is the smoke. So bring in the smoke here. So if you select the smoke layer and drag it, we're still going to be doing the same thing. Now to this, so you can see the smoke here. You can see this black thing here. Then watch the part where it fades out and completely goes off the screen. This is somewhere around here. I'm just gonna cut this part out first. Let me see how it looks. Okay, good. So once the smoke comes out, once the fire, after the fire, that's when the smoke comes out. So that's after the fire, or we can put it alongside with the fire. So this is where the smoke starts coming out. So we need to take the smoke a bit backwards and take it a bit upwards. So if you play this now, so you can see that smoke was just there, it comes out. So let's take it a bit forward so it goes with the fire. So now if you play this now, this is what it looks like. See that? So I'm just going to duplicate this one more time again, and then take this forward for the second fire that comes out. So you can see the smoke again. So duplicate it one last time for the third fire that's coming out. So make sure it aligns with the third fire. So this is the third fire. I'll take it here. So now I have 3 smokes, to second smoke and then third smoke. So you can see that. So now the next thing we need to do is if you could check the video, there are actually reflections of fire on the floor, because it's not how fire will be coming out and then it's not reflecting on the floor or having effects on the floor. But before that, we need to add in some mirage. Fire also comes with this flaming effect that burns around the body, so like that mirage. So in order to do that, I will select layer, new, and then add an adjustment layer. Now to do this part, now we need to make the fire, we need to use the third party plugin called heat distortion. This is where we actually need the heat distortion, just to make it look more realistic, guys. For those of you who don't have this, no problem, but just to make it look more realistic, so I'm going to change this heat amount. I'm going to take this down to 10, or take it down, and increase the distortion amount, take it up. Now you see that it looks all from like water. Let me take it back like 12 degrees. I make sure this is set to fire. And then I'm going to create a max path from here around the fire. Yeah, so I have this now. So I'm going to make the edge curve because it looks like a box. We don't want it to be that straight. So select this to make it curve. Let's also make it curve. This edge to make it curve. So now press V on the keyboard to make it back to normal. So let's take this back to where the fire actually start coming out from. First, we've already gotten the full shape of where the fire is going to pass through. You can see how it's looking. If I should turn off this layer now, see how it looks. You see it's looking normal. Now it looks like it's having this liquid warp form of mirage or flame. So press M on your select the adjustment layer that you've just marked. Press M on your keyboard and then select this on. Once this is on, which is the full part, then take it backwards to where the fire actually start coming out from to this part, and then you have to take the max part. You can double click on this and then shrink it down, just make it small to fit in, drag it up, so take it down, you can put it around here, then it means you see one frame backwards, and then you can cut off. So if you play this now, this is what it looks like. Now it's really fast, you might not be able to see it, yeah, but it's actually still there. Then take a few frames forward, um select the stopwatch, then take a few frames forward again. Let's say take it backward to where the fire moves out. So select the stopwatch, the max player, and then double click. You can actually animate this like it's as soon as the fire is going out, the mirage is actually following to move out from the scene. So take it forward again and move it a bit forward again, and then you can completely move it out of the screen. One last time, sorry. So let's say it's officially out of the screen. And now select the matte layer, press Alt and close bracket to cut trim out the rest of the layer. So if you play it now, this is what it looks like. So you can see that rub effect, it's there, but another thing is that it's too sharp. The edges of this distortion layer are too sharp. So select the adjustment layer, press F on your keyboard and feather this out a bit to at least 20 beginner or 19 beginner. So play this now. Yeah, so we have that soft edge. You can see it now. So now we will have to do this for all three fire layers. Select it again, duplicate this, take it forward a bit forward. Mind you can always adjust this, guys. Sorry, you can always adjust this. You can always take it forward to adjust depending on when the fire is actually coming out. You can change the max power, but since everything is almost the same, so I'm just going to leave it like that. So because everything is actually coming, you can see this one is also the same with the first one. So the same thing also with I think also with the third one. So for the third one, I think they might make some adjustment to it because they're actually coming out of different angles. So you can see where the third one is actually coming out from. So this is where it's coming out from. So press M on your keyboard, and then you can, I think I'll just shut down the matte layer and then bring it back on. And then let me see, I go back to where it starts from. This is where it starts from here. But let me just take this backward to this part. Yeah. So like I said, we'll be doing this for this other side. So select this and then bring this here. So I have to do the same keyframing thing. So my stopwatch is already on, so I'm going to move the fire a bit forward, some frames forward, and then adjust this. Select. I'm just going to double click on this. You can choose to adjust it side by side, like select and drag, adjust side by side. But let's say I want to adjust this particular part. I just want to adjust it that way. I want to move everything at once. So I'm just going to double click and then stretch. Sorry. Stretch this for selecting this part. Sorry, it's a bit slow. I'm just trying to get this thing and move forward and scale this up. And this part here, I few frames forward. Select this again, push forward, and then take this upwards. move again forward, still there. So I'm still gonna leave it there because fire is still there, and then another fire is still coming out again. So I'm still gonna leave it till where the whole fire goes off. So I think it's around this part. So still take it a bit this way. Again, go forward again. I'm just gonna extend this file layer, select this and drag out to, then take this a bit forward, still move it forward, let's take this forward, to move this forward again one last time, and then take this a bit closer to the outward part, and then play again, and then it's out. So if I should play this now, this is what it looks like. So you can see all the wrap for fire effect. You can see how it looks like now. It looks like there's this water fire flaming effect according like it's actually following the mirage and everything's actually coming into play. So now one last thing we need to do is that if you could check the fire out, seeing there's not how fire could be actually be emitting this amount of fire and then it's not reflecting on the floor. Like at least there should be some signs of light on the floor. So and now to do that, I'm just going to go down to the video layer, which is this one here. Press Ctrl D to duplicate the layer. Now we have two video layer, which is this one here. So I'm going to come over to this part and then come over to here and change this layer. Go over to my effect and preset, select VC color vibrance, which is this effect. Select this. Now you can make sure it's on top of the layer, guys. So I'm just going to rename this layer to, let me rename this as light. So this is the layer whereby the light reflects. So you can see it's all green. So come over to this color, select the green, change it to a bit of this red and orange color. So yeah, orange is good. Click OK. Then change the layer from normal to add. So you have this strong tint yellow. So I'm gonna come over to this part and then select this rectangle to select the ellipse tool, and then come over to this part and then make a circle around this floor. So we should have this now. So double click on this, take this a bit upward. Now you see this is the fire layer. Now you can see how it looks like. It's just one big thing there. So no problem, don't supposed to look like this. So press F on your keyboard and then feather this a bit out. Yeah, so this is a bit good enough. So we can have this fire here because the day is too bright, so the fire cannot be that strong. So I think you should also reduce the lighting layer a bit to about 80 is good enough. So now we have to animate this to follow the fire. Now, so I should take this back a bit, frames backward, where the fire actually started from. First, I will leave it to where it's fully out of the scene. So select my max, make sure it's fully into every part, and then turn on the stopwatch. Press M on your keyboard, select the stopwatch, and then select it backwards. Go backwards where it actually started from. This is the part where it actually started from. Select this, take it backwards to this small part. Basically, the fire is not supposed to be showing anything at this point, but I'm just doing it first for this part. So if I should press play now, so you can see it's actually following it now. You can see this is the fire, and then it's actually emitting on the floor. So basically, once the fire is actually at this end, you also need to take it out to take it a bit to this part, and then wait when it goes out, fully goes out. So I have to select this and then take it out. I think this spot is good. Then again, so it's fully out. So let's take this one here. So now I have to cut out this layer. So I'll select the light layer, press Ctrl Shift and D to split it out, and then come over to the beginning part where we actually started it from. This is this part here. You can see, because you can see the fire, it's already there when the fire has not even started. So press Ctrl Shift and Ctrl Shift and D. So I'm going to delete this first one. I'm going to delete this first one out. So I have this now. So press T on your keyboard on the light layer, and then take it a few frames forward to where the fire actually started from, which is here. So turn on the stopwatch, which is already at 70. The opacity is already at 76. Take a few frames backward, and then take this down to 0. So it should play now. It should be like this now. So you can see that that's actually coming into play now. So now we need to do the same thing to this other layer too. So we have to select this one now. Now to make this thing quicker, we've already made an animation here, so it's still actually saved here on the first layer because we just actually after I finish it, we split it in two. So we can just select this again and then the keyframe and then drag this forward, repeat forward to where the fire actually start coming out from. Let's wait till I think it's start coming out from here. This is the second one. So you can take it to that part where it actually start coming out from, which is here. Take it back a bit. Um, Here is actually good enough. So play this now. Should have something like this. Now we're still going to press Control Shift D again. Now press U on the top light layer again. You still have the keyframe still there. Select this and then drag this forward. To make this adjust to this part. Play this. This one is not a bit lined up with the fire because these are like two fire scenes coming out. So basically you have to have like two fire, but I'm just for the sake of tutorial. You already know what to do. You can actually animate double key. You can actually animate this thing once and then put in another one again. So let's say for this one, okay, let me just do this now. So you have this now. So as you can see, there are actually multiple fire shots here. So we're needing two of those fire layers. So the first one is already out, which is this one basically here. Now this is the first and second one. So we need to make this fire still stay to some extent. So I'm going to delete these first two keyframes out and then take this down to take this down to this part. So I'm going to leave this one, take this one, select this, and then take it a bit backward because the fire is still behind. So we still need to have it somewhere around here. Take this forward, and then so this is where it fully goes out. So I'm just going to take this to this part. Sorry, take this out. Now, so if we should check now, we have something like this. Now, so you can see that. So now I can notice one thing, that the feather is actually it's too bright. So I'm going to press F on my keyboard. Sorry, press F on my keyboard and then increase the feather to make this thing feather because it looks too harsh on the floor. Yeah, so at least 124 will be good enough. So I'm just going to go back to this other one to do the same thing. Press F on my keyboard and take it to 124. Let's see, that will be good too. Also to the last one too. This is just for the sake of tutorial, guys. It's not actually that perfect. So select this, press F on your keyboard, and then yeah, this is good now. So we shall have this fire emitting layers on it now. So yep, that's pretty much it. So one more last thing to sell this effect and make it look all good. Now his body is actually need to be reflecting the fire too, because come on man, you cannot be shooting all this fire. So I'm just going to be doing just one layer of his own body. I'm not going to be doing everywhere all the every other layers. I'm just going to be doing one. You already know how we did it on the floor. So that's basically the same thing you have to be doing on his own body too. So so I select the light layer, which is this one, this first one. I'm going to duplicate this now. Duplicate this. I'm going to change it. Sorry. I'm going to be changing this from this, rename this and change it to body. That's what I'm going to take with that. And then since everything is already there, the effects are already there, so I'm just going to take it to this part where the fire actually start coming out. We already did the opacity and everything on this layer. So as you guys can see now, the body layer is actually this one here. Because I made another body layer, so it has a hash fire like this. So now we've already did the opacity on this layer. So it's basically the same thing we did on the floor, but we want to do it on this body. So basically I'm going to delete this max we did because it does not correlate with the one on this body. Select the pen tool and then just draw some shape around this body. This is the part that mostly that will reflect light if the light was actually turned on. So for the sake of tutorial, I'm not going to be doing a perfect shape here or anything perfect here. I'm just doing it for the sake of tutorial, guys. So just so as you guys can get what we're actually trying to do here to make a realistic fire scene out. So press F on your keyboard and then feather this max part. I think it's a bit like I think this is good enough. 60 be good enough. So yeah. So now basically you have to animate the max part. Okay, so press M on your keyboard. This part is already out here. So I'm just gonna be taking these few frames forward and then double click on this and press V on my keyboard. Selection tool and take this back a bit. And basically as soon as the fire keeps going out, you should be losing the brightness of this fire emitting on his body. Yeah, so work on that too. So I'm just animating the max part so it fits in to the part of his body. You know, this is the front part, so this is where the fire is supposed to be lightning from in and out. So I just take this is just for the sake of tutorial, guys. I'm not this is not a perfect shot, so I'm just doing it for the sake of tutorial. So another way is because you know the fire is actually going out, so basically this fire on his body needs to be decreasing slowly, or it's be decreasing as soon as the fire keeps going further away from his body. So press T on your keyboard and turn on the opacity. Sorry, select this stopwatch, this keyframe here, and then take it a bit forward and then take this down to 0. Another thing we need to, let me zoom into the keyframes. We need to, this thing needs to quickly move out because this is fire. It has to be really fast going out. So this, I think we should select the 2 keyframes and then take it a bit backwards, and then here will be good. But it looks too sudden, so I should just take this a bit forward, and then yeah. So I think we also need to increase the feather of the layer. So press this and then increase it up because it looks too strong on his body. Yeah, so I think that's good enough. So basically you have this fire effect on his body. So as you can see, guys, that's this tutorial is not actually that perfect that you can take your time to make it look more good, but I believe with this you've been able to make a flamethrower effect without using any plugins in After Effects. And thanks guys for watching this video up to the end. If this video was helpful, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more content like this. And for every of the assets used in this video, they will be left at the description of this video. So all you guys have to do is check the link at the description to download every asset and also the stock footage. Thanks guys for watching this video all the way to the end, and peace out from After Effects without using any third-party plugins. So without further ado, let's get started.